Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Spirit Island. I'm Kalen North, and today we have a special guest. With us is the one, the only, the blunder speaker, TepidGoose. How's it going?
The one, the only, huh? I like that. Nice intro. Thanks, Galen. Thank you very much for being here. My absolute pleasure. I've been a fan of your channel and your content for a fair amount of time now. And we've obviously been doing a bunch of chatting about plenty of things over time. So it is great to finally be here and doing something together at last.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this. Goose basically wrote the guide on Volcano, and so we're going to be doing some intermediate difficulty games with Volcano, and we're going to have Goose here to be confused at the strange things I do, and to try and play some non-guide strats. But we're also probably going to try and talk a little bit about that at some point during these videos. Hopefully, we're going to get about 3 of these done at some point. And but for the first one, we're going to just start with Volcano into the base game and do kind of a weird strategy, probably. No adversary, no scenario. Branching Claw, Jagged Earth, and events on as usual. And yeah, my randomizer told me board A,
Go with it.
so that's what we're
Cool.
playing on.
Cool.
Do you want to talk a
Love it.
little bit about
Yeah.
Volcano, Goose?
Yeah, I mean, well, how long how long do you have? Put it that way. No, look, as you
What's the
mentioned, I did
elevator
write a
pitch?
guide.
What's the elevator pitch, maybe?
Yeah, so exactly. The elevator pitch here is this is a spirit that kind of plays a bit like a tempo spirit. It's a bit strange. There was a big long conversation on Discord recently about where you'd actually put this spirit in the sort of tank carry support type triumvirate, and it kind of lands in different ways in different spots. It's kind of unique in a sense, but it does have very much elements of tempo to it. So you've got a really effective damage innate that can do a lot of board control, and you've got different ways that you can scale up. You can go to majors, you can play with minors, you can take advantage of your sort of special rule with additional range, which can really help with various things. You've got a nice support power, so you kind of have a little bit of everything. I would say it is a flexible spirit, much more flexible than it probably looks at first glance. My initial instinct when I looked at it first is it was kind of a big meme, and you put 10 presents in a thing and you blow up, and it's all a bit sort of fun, but maybe not quite competitive or meta, if we could use that term. But I do think this is a very strong spirit, and there's plenty of cool things you can do. And yeah, let's just kind of jump in and just mess about. There's lots of options. There's lots of, as I say, flexibility. So I don't think you're really sort of cornered into one strat or another when you play this. So hopefully that comes across.
All right. Well, so I'm just looking now at our initial setup option. We get to start in either volcano, or in either mountain, I should say, with our volcano.
Yep.
And I'm leaning towards land 1 just because then I'm range 2 from the entire board. Whereas if I go to land 6, then land 3 gets kind of out of reach. Is that fair? Is that kind of
Absolutely.
misguided?
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. That's what I'd be looking at as well. The other thing to note as well, and even simpler sort of heuristic here is how many adjacent lands you have. And land 1 is adjacent to 4 other lands, while land 6 is only adjacent to 3 in this case. So that's
Gotcha.
another kind of a thing to note here. One small note about this board as well is against Russia. This is your best board, because you start in the land with the beast in land 1, which makes it
Ah,
very difficult for them to loss condition you. So
gotcha.
this, if you happen to be playing against Russia, is generally your best option.
Good to know. I think that I am hoping to do a Russia game eventually, probably not with you right away, but we're going to be
Yep.
using a different board than this one because I'm trying to use each board just once.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
All
Cool.
right. So
Let's
now,
go for it.
before we started recording, you were telling me there's a very kind of standard opening that you like. Let's do something completely different from that, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest
Absolutely.
we
Yeah.
start with just trying to do like a growth 3 and see what happens.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Let's do it.
All
And what
right.
do you want to go, minor or major here?
Let's go. Let's go major. I like majors.
I
Turn
love turn one majors and
turn.
loads of spirit, so I'm all for to go turn one major. Why not?
Let's do it. Turn 1 major. Hey, look, Grant Hatred. No. Anyway,
Everyone's favorite thing. Grand Hatred and Transform to a Murderous Darkness. Probably the two worst cards in the deck.
certainly up there. I love them anyway for their meme potential, if nothing else. Sleep and
Yeah,
Never Waken
for
also
sure.
can't be targeted by Volcano. Um,
Yes. we can't use this card. So we've basically three cards here that we can't use. You also can't use really Transport or Murderous Darkness either because you have to sacrifice all of your presence in the land, which generally will kill you. So you kind of can't use that one either. And nobody can use Grand Hatred. So I think we're sort of forced into Rapid Wings, which isn't a terrible one here.
Yeah. I imagine we're going to have to try and do something to threshold it later, though, because getting Dahan into our
Yeah,
lands is
to
kind of
gather
tricky.
exactly. Correct, but you can get the range boost, right? So it's
Oh, that's true.
it's usually range zero, but if you have the range boost, you could in theory. But here you can also see our Dahan, and we've only got two single Dahan close to us, and the double Dahan are far away. So not
Well,
ideal, but we might be able to make something happen.
we also have the advantage if we are playing in solo, and so Exaltation self-targeting can get us double range increase,
Ah, yes, indeed, it
which
can.
is
It
kind of
can.
crazy,
It
but
can.
it's possible.
Yeah.
I
True.
guess my.
And Rain of Ash actually can also move the hand too,
Oh, that's true.
which is something that doesn't really often kind of come up too much, but we could also use that. So yeah, no, we could make something work.
All right. So I guess I'm curious as what we would forget here. I would lean towards lava flows, but I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, I mean, Pyro Bombardment gives us the air, right? And I think we need air to threshold the Rapid Wings, unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're also going to need to at some point pick up a sun and an animal card for that. We could forget the lava flows here. Yeah, why not?
All right, let's give it a try. And then I assume we're going to keep our stack going in land one rather than trying to spread out to land six.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah. You absolutely can do that, and it absolutely does come up in games where you just don't want to always stack up into one land. Sometimes you want to spread out, but here, clearly, we need to get the game going, and going into that land is going to work.
Yeah.
Um,
I think our plays for this turn
but
look like that we're probably going to be doing something like Rain of Ash plus Exaltation of Molten Stone. So I'm thinking bottom track for the fire element and getting us up to 2 card plays next turn potentially seems useful. Although our hand is expensive enough that maybe we can't do that.
yeah, exactly. So getting up to two plays next turn, if we wanted to go G2, means we're not going to have the energy to play Bombardment and Rapid Wing. So we're probably going to have to draft again next turn. The way this game is working out right now, I'd imagine we'll have to hit a G3 next turn, most likely. Again. Um, we also have to kind of consider what those track elements look like towards our eruption. So usually at this point in the game, I'm already starting to think, well, where have we explored, right? So we've explored into wetlands, and we want to be looking at the board and thinking, are we erupting next turn, or do we, are we able to kind of hang on to our presence, that type of thing here?
Yeah.
So we could, for example, erupt into that A5 there. That could be a solve next turn potentially, or we could try to solve that land with the Rain of Ash either. So playing Rain of Ash does make sense, I think, here because it gives us a bit of flexibility and options. If that jungle's up in the top corner explores, it gives us some options. I like top here just to get the extra 2 energy, especially considering we started with a major.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense to me. So let's throw down Exaltation. Let's throw Rain of Ash. We'll get a couple energy off of Exaltation.
Yep. Yep.
That'll be nice for helping pay for next turn. We
Yep. I think
don't
it will.
we don't really want to do the explosion right now because that will that will kill us. So
Yep.
all right. So invaders build in the wetlands and explore in the jungles. All right.
Is
So
that jungle I was mentioning? Yeah.
so now I'm interested because we did Exaltation on ourselves. We actually could target land 8 with Rain of Ash.
Because we don't have the triple stack.
Yeah, we don't have the
Yeah.
triple stack yet,
I
but we
just I
still
just
can.
realized that right now.
But we
Yeah.
effectively have it because of Exaltation.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Correct. Yeah. I mean that looks pretty good to me because if we don't, we're going to end up with a big old city up there. I think we're going to end up in quite a bit of trouble with that land if we don't. So we have to. 'Cause Rain of Ash is regular range one, right?
Yep.
I'm so used to thinking of it as range two, but it's actually just got a range one from a sacred side. Is that correct?
Yes, range range 1 from any land.
Yeah.
So
Oh
so
yeah. 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 Yeah.
I'm already looking at this and I'm thinking that if we want to do Rapid Wings of Sunlight, we could throw some Dahan, fly some Dahan into A2 from A6, because we'll have 3
Yeah.
presents next turn or this turn. And so I kind of want to take a minor and see what we get, and just
Yeah, man,
probably
makes
play
sense to
that
me.
minor plus Rapid Wings of Sunlight.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Let's go for it.
And we get, uh, well, there's 1 sun and 1 animal in there, but not
Yeah,
exactly what I
not
was hoping
together,
for on those.
unfortunately. No, no, it's not a great set of drafts here, particularly. Um,
I kind of want to just take Flow Down River, Blow Down Wind because a little bit of control at 0 cost seems
yeah,
better than
yeah,
anything else in this
yeah,
draft.
yeah. Absolutely, yeah, I agree. Flow also, if we played it this turn, could get in and push the town out of that jungle 3 after it builds as well, so that could be an option.
Sure. Yeah. And now this
Yeah,
turn, I'm feeling a little richer on energy, so I'm inclined to go for bottom track at this point. Start working towards that second card play rather than
yeah,
get the Earth
makes sense
element.
to me.
We're not going to be able to
Yeah,
do an
makes
eruption at
sense to me.
all unless we play Pyroclastic. But I think if we just let land 5 Blight, that's okay for now.
Yeah. So are you gonna go then into land 6 and then do the rapid wings at range 0? Oh no, no, no. Sure, sorry. You get the +1 range.
I
Yeah, yeah.
was
So
yeah,
you just go
I was
straight into the
gonna
land one,
use
of
the 3
course. Yeah,
stack.
yeah, 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 yeah.
All right,
Cool.
so let's play those two, and then we
Perfect.
can wrap here, move to land 2, and then
Also, we're pointing out we actually don't have the eruption here as well. We don't have the elements to hit the eruption,
yeah, that's
Renee.
true.
You need 2 and 2. Okay. Cool. So that keeps us to defend 5 in the land 2.
All right, smaller ports spring
What
up.
do we
That's
got
kind of
here?
nice in some ways, actually.
Okay, to a
That'll
coastal land without cities.
that'll put a town into our volcano, so that's kind of nice.
Into the volcano. That's perfect. Yeah, yeah, works
Stricken
well.
does nothing.
Need
Settlers
fortune.
encroach too far would actually. Does settlers encroach too far do anything? Um, push.
I didn't finish reading the card.
Oh,
I
sorry,
still have to
sorry.
read events. Yeah, I'm definitely way behind you in total lifetime number of plays in this game. So I was
It
halfway through reading the event.
sorry. The stricken does nothing, and then the last one pushes a town out of a land with the Han, and we didn't have a
Okay,
land
cool.
with the
Yeah,
Han and towns.
sweet,
That would do it.
sweet. All good, all good.
All
Okay.
right, and then the invaders explore the mountains. Huzzah! That's gonna set us up for some nice destruction next turn.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right, so then flow down river, blow down wind. I want to solve land 3. Um,
Yeah,
push that town out. We'll shove it into
looks
land
good.
4, maybe actually.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Get it off the coast. It's still next to the volcano, and it's not in with the Dahan, so it's easier to snipe with an
Correct.
explosion.
Correct. Yeah.
Now,
The point you're making there, Kaelin, is of course your eruptions have to actually damage the Han as well as invaders, so you would be
yes.
forced to damage the Han. Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
now this turn we have a couple options. We could actually go ahead and go up to like 3 energy. We could go to 2 card plays. If we do go to 2 card plays, we can't play 2 cards, but it would set us up for after the reclaim. We could draft again. I could see going any direction with this actually.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have very few buildings left on the board. I was just already starting to think about how close are we to winning the game here, but of course we haven't generated almost any fear. What we've
We,
done
we,
one fear card at
we've
this
done
stage.
one
I'm
fear
still
card, but
figuring out the interface.
there's
Yeah,
only 3
two
fear
more.
cards in Terror level 1 at this
True,
difficulty. So
true,
we only need 8 more fear,
true,
which is the 4
true. Yeah,
buildings
yeah.
plus maybe a little bit off of our cards. So
Yeah, so we're close. We can get rid of 3 of the 4 buildings here. So we could erupt in one, erupt into either 6 or 4, and then we could bombardment into one of the other lands. But we'd obviously be a building short there. So yeah, doesn't quite get
yeah,
us there.
well, and also
Um,
yeah.
okay.
I
So a G2 here obviously would only give us one card play because we only have one card in hand, which might be enough. We're not really under much pressure here in terms of the Ravager or the build, so I could see this going any way at all. Maybe just a draft again, just to kind of because we're not under pressure to get extra presence out there. Maybe.
sure. Let's take a minor, I think here, rather than a second major.
Yeah.
Just make sure we can actually afford what we're doing.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting there. Twilight Fog brings madness. At least would potentially do some stuff in terms of elements. Flesh Rot Fever. Yeah, I don't know. Here there
So
be
if we look at
monsters.
our
could actually push stuff into our volcano from the inland lands, which might be kind
Yeah,
of nice.
that would be really nice. That would be really nice. I was just going to say, if you look at our tracks here, we are about to play Bombardment, and we have a fire unlocked on our tracks. Can we close that for 1 second and just look at our tracks, Kalen?
Yeah,
Our spirit track.
yeah.
Yeah, so we have a fire unlocked here on the bottom track, and we're also going to play a fire element this turn. So there's one card in this draft that would give us a fire element. If we played it together with the bombardment, it's worth noting that we could open up the gain a power card
Ah,
ability by the right innate. So that could be a way to kind of go here. We're most likely going to be looking to reclaim next turn, but that gives you a way if you wanted to. You could kind of stretch out your reclaim there by gaining a power in the slow and then going and G3ing again. So that's kind of something to potentially look out for. It's not a
yeah,
particularly great card here, so I do quite like Here There Be Monsters, but it's just something to note.
yeah. Let's uh,
Yeah.
let's try the Here There Be Monsters just for now, and do the
Yeah.
reclaim next turn.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm gonna work
I like it. I
towards
like
I'm
it.
gonna work towards the second card play again, just because I
Yeah,
think we are gonna
yeah,
be pretty energy rich, especially after the reclaim.
yeah. Absolutely.
And then that
And now
should
we are gonna have the eruption online here. Should we choose to use it?
Yep. And now, do we want to deal with? Let's see, which land do we actually want to deal with that? Because land 6 is going to build again, or
Yeah.
is going to build regardless of what we do. I think. Um,
Yeah, because we've only got four presents, so we can't wipe them all to clear land six. What we could do is bombardment in there, and then we could erupt for two and clear both lands here,
sure.
which isn't bad.
Yeah, and then we don't have to worry too much about lands 4 and 5 because we can. Oh, actually, we have a problem.
Oh,
Here there
then
be
we're gonna
monsters. We're not gonna have
lose.
enough
Yeah, then we're
presents.
going. Yes,
Oh,
correct. Which was I
we've
just
messed
spotted
this
at the
up. All
same
right. Well,
time you did.
let's keep running with it and see what happens. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I
So then
think
do we just let it build and then we reclaim next turn and use bombardment to solve 1 and 6? I think that's the way.
yeah. So I think I'm gonna just because we're doing this at relatively low difficulty. I'm gonna say let's just
Mm,
play with the mistake and pyroclastic in maybe
mm,
land 5. Let 1 and 6
okay.
build, and then that'll give us some
Yeah.
extra fear.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Agree. Yeah. So that can just kill that. And then when we reclaim next turn, we can bombardment again to solve the mistake that we made in 1 and 6.
Yes. All right. Investigation of dangers. Okay, so we're gonna add an explorer, and then a beast is gonna destroy an explorer, and then we can use a slow power. No, we can't actually because we don't have
Cool.
any Dahan in our lands.
Okay. So we have to add an explorer to. We actually might not have a choice, did
It
we?
was
It was
it's
forced,
forced
was it?
into
Yeah. Yeah.
land 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Each player chooses a land to isolate. Oh, that's kind of nifty. Let's isolate land
yes.
6, I think here,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
That
then
shuts
that cuts
eight
off
from
8 at
exploring.
least. So
Yeah.
hey, look, more fear.
I would say technically here, probably better to actually isolate the land 7, given that it's empty. Because if jungles hits here and 8 is isolated, it still has an explorer, so it would build on the following turn anyway. Whereas isolating 7 would keep the land empty.
Well,
So.
Sands did explore, and 7 stayed empty because we didn't have a source of explorers.
Oh,
We've
sorry, of
pocketed.
course. Oh, Kalen, I'm just gonna have to log off here. I'm having an absolute nightmare. I'm
You're
all over
doing
the place.
fine.
I'm gonna blame the interface. I'm blaming the
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
interface.
All right, I'm gonna push this town out of land 4. I think. I'm gonna push them into.
Oh yeah.
How much damage are we gonna get in land 1? We can get. We're not gonna get quite enough to fully
No, we
solve
won't.
it.
Unfortunately,
So.
no, no.
So actually, maybe if we erupt in land 1 for 2 and then target land 1 itself, let land 6 blight or hit it with pyroclastic or something.
Yes. So here, I think actually what you do is you push the town with Here There Be Monsters out of land 1 and push it into 6, and then next turn when you bombardment in there, you're gonna hit. So what's in there now? It's hard for me to tell. So that contains what? A city, a
There's
town,
a
and two
city, a
explorers,
town,
right?
and 2 explorers.
Yeah, so that would deal if we push the town in there. That would deal. I'll just do the quick maths on this.
We,
One,
we
two,
can't we
three,
can't actually push
four.
the town out of land 1. because it's not inland.
Oh, of course, of course.
It'd be nice, but
Yeah, okay. It would be nice. It would be nice. So maybe then we just get it out of yeah, we probably actually have to let six go then next turn.
yeah. I mean, we could potentially do a little bit with 6. If we played something like Rap, but I think then we'd lose our eruption, and so things get messy. I'm gonna push
Yeah.
the town to land. How about land 2 here?
Yeah, it seems okay to me. Yeah, yeah.
So, and I'm noticing my interface
Okay.
is running a little laggy. I apologize for that. I'm not totally sure what's going on there. Might just be my
Yeah.
laptop deciding it's
That's
done.
exactly why I keep making mistakes. That's why I keep making mistakes, Kellen. It's your interface
It's
running
my it's
laggy. You
my
know what I
interface.
mean?
It's my interface
Yeah,
lagging.
yeah. It's your interface. It's breaking my concentration,
Yeah.
Kellen.
Ooh, gift of twin
Right, what do
days.
we have here? All right, you've
Um,
got a pretty nice element card in Rouse the Trees there.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
There's
range one of a sacred site, but of course that's range two for us a lot of the time.
yeah, I think that's a reasonable one to take here.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Yeah,
then, so this turn, let's assume land 6 is just out for now, and then I think that we probably want to take land 1 with a 2 presence eruption, which clears it entirely. And so we could play Rouse the Trees and Stones. That's definitely an
oh, you
option.
want to just erupt into the land, is what you're saying. You want to just
Yeah,
erupt
yeah,
directly
yeah.
into
Just
land one.
just just so we have enough presence remaining.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could also bombardment in there and then erupt into a different land type of thing. But yeah, I think an eruption into one here is not bad. Because two presents kind of just solves the problem.
Yeah,
And then we're still only on one card play here, or are we on two card play?
we're on one card play, so I think we
Okay.
hit 2 card plays
Okay.
next turn, and we can actually get 3 cards down if we G3. So
Yep. Yep.
all right,
Cool.
so I
Okay.
think so. I said Rouse the Trees and Stones, but I'm looking again, and I'm actually seeing that we've got Blight on lands 4 and 5. So I'm gonna play Rain of Ash
Yeah.
instead,
Yeah. I like it.
and then
Sounds good.
let's do a small eruption here. We're gonna destroy 2
Oh.
presents, and that'll clear the land. All right, we got an event. Remnant of a Spirit's Heart. Well, we could craft the warding.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking here. We will have an option to do this. So we don't have any defend this turn, so that's not going to hurt us by reducing defend.
Yeah.
And this gives us an option to get a defend four later. So all we'd have to do is like forget.
I don't think we even have
Well,
to forget. We
actually,
just have to
even
discard
discard.
something. Yeah.
Discard, yeah, exactly, yeah, because we've already got two things. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. So we could just discard one of these Earth cards.
Yeah, I think let's pitch Rouse Trees and Stones. I think.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Some
Hunting Parties
great
doesn't do
warding.
anything. Thousand Small Struggles doesn't do anything. And we replace a town with an explorer. I think let's do that in this coastal land
Yep.
because it's not going to make a big
Absolutely
difference
agree.
anywhere else. All right, Jungles Explore, and that's fine. I was going to use Rain of Ash to push out of land 4, just to get that land
Yeah.
solved, so we don't have to worry about it, and then
Yeah.
worry about
Yeah.
land 6 next
Absolutely.
turn.
Yeah. We could also, it's worth bearing in mind here as well. You could also, oh no, we don't have the range. Yeah, I keep forgetting we don't have the range. I was going to say you could push those two explorers out of 8 as well, but no, we can't. We don't have the range to it.
Yeah, we got Terror 2 now though, so we just need to clear out these last couple of buildings, and then we're good to go. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
We're
right,
also pretty close to doing that too.
I'm gonna push everything into land 5 actually.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
because then that gets us hopefully a range to deal with all of it.
Yeah. It's good to me.
All right, let's do 3 card plays. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah,
We have
let's
so
see
much
what
energy. I think we should gain another major.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Infestation of venomous spiders. Walls of rock and thorn could be kind of cool. We could probably threshold that pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the very first thing my eyes went to. So I think we can threshold that. That can give us
Maybe 4 damage
two,
in the
yeah,
mountain.
4 damage, which doesn't quite get it in land 6, but we could get it with bombardment. So how many buildings do we have on this board here? Is it
just
just
three.
6
The
and 5?
city, 2 towns. Yeah. So that's all
Yeah,
we got to
okay. Well,
clear.
Walls of Rock and Torn is a win then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Walls of Rock and Torn. So we play Walls, Flow Down River, and Bombardment. I think is a win.
Let's do it. All right. We're not going to use the Great Warding, and that's fine. So now Walls of Rock
Oh,
and Thorn hits this land
into
for.
6. Yeah, yeah.
Um, oh, I should have bombarded first. Oh well.
Well, I was going to actually just say we can also bombardment into 5 and just kill the town with bombardment. Either way, it's fine. It works in
Yeah,
both ways.
that's true. Let's just do that. We'll Pyroclastic here, clear out everything else, get some more fear, and then do a small little 2-presence eruption. Destroy 2.
Yep.
We could even sacrifice victory if we wanted, but we don't. Take out the
We
town.
could if we really wanted. Yeah, if we really wanted, we could. Sweet, we did it.
All right, we have defeated the game on difficulty 0, and we didn't even flip the Blight card.
Alan, I'm not going to lie, that was harder than I thought. Or that was harder than I thought it would be.
I mean,
That's the
honestly,
first time I played Div Zero is in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
But that was fun.
you know, I mean, I think some of it is just that, for me at least, part of what I've liked about trying to do these intermediate games has been that I'm so locked into certain strategies that work well and like can destroy Diff Zero, but just trying to change it up and improvise, it's actually still really fun, and like I enjoy the story that makes.
Absolutely agree. I couldn't agree more. It was very hard for me. You saw how all over the place I was there because I'm just so used to just following certain patterns with this spirit that I'm like, actually, well, what's the range on that? How does that work? You
Yeah.
know, so it was actually quite jarring for me, but I enjoyed the experience. That was really fun.
Yeah.
So that's Div Zero down. So
Yeah.
what's next?
Well, I think we're gonna take a quick break here, and then, but to everyone who's watched this so far, thank you for watching. And in the next video, we're gonna come back and take on Sweden 3.